Continuing with chocolate-empowered readings of Arabi. About the circles, she was interested in the self-disclosure of God. It's his monumental work, Al-Futuhat, Al-Makkah, the Meccan openings, or Meccan revelations, with William Chittick. He seems to be the man of the hour. Here we have continued part 3 with breakfast with Arabi. Without exception, knowledge of a thing is better than ignorance of it, for the eminence of knowledge pertains to its essence, while any other eminence is earned. Yeah, to me that's like a circular argument. I don't know what it means. He's saying without exception, knowledge of a thing is better than ignorance of it.
Don't you agree?
I can agree with that, I guess. But that's philosophical talk. The storehouses are restricted, and according to the restriction of the species of known things, although the storehouses are many, they go back to 2. The storehouse of knowledge of God and the storehouse of knowledge of the cosmos. In each of these 2 storehouses are many storehouses, such as knowledge of God in respect to his essence by rational perception, and in respect to his essence by traditional. Sarite perception, knowledge of God in respect to his names, knowledge of him in respect to his descriptions, knowledge of him in respect to his attributes, knowledge of him in respect to attributions to him.
I like that.
All of this is in respect both of the reflective consideration.
Isn't there something else more?
God, you're like an Arabian. You're trying to rob me of Arabi. What do you mean those things?
Yeah, all that is knowledge of respect.
I think they're Muslim concepts.
Yeah, but read that.
Knowledge of God with respect to his essence by rational perception, Sarite perception, knowledge of God with respect to his names. You know, God has 99 names there.
Yeah.
Knowledge of him in respect to his descriptions, knowledge of him in respect to his attributes, knowledge of him in respect to his attributions to him.
Attributions to him.
All this is in respect to both the reflective consideration, in respect to tradition. In respect to tradition is just as he is in respect to unveiling. Oh shit. We're reading from Self-Disclosure of God.
Mesquite powder. Do you know what this is? Organic mesquite powder?
What powder?
Mesquite.
Mesquite powder.
It's like mosquito powder.
It's not mosquito, it's mesquite. It's a...
What is mesquite?
Mesquite is a plant, it's not a mosquito.
That's why it has a strange taste that we don't
It's
like.
probably a Mexican.
Okay, you can.
The other storehouse, which is knowledge of the cosmos, also comprises many storehouses. Within each storehouse, I found other storehouses. Storehouse of first knowledge of the entities in respect to its possibility, in respect to its necessity, in respect to its essence that abide through themselves, in respect to its engendered qualities, in respect to its colors, in respect to its levels, in respect to its place, time, relations, number, circumference, displaying traces, being the locus in which traces from itself and other than itself are displayed, and so on to other knowledges. There is also knowledge of this world, the Barzakh, the last world, the Barzakh, and the higher and lower plenum. It's very Platonic in a way.
Yeah, very Platonic.
I don't know how it's influenced by Plato.
Oh, why not? The ancients, they used to go through Arabia.
Oh yeah, he probably
from
he
Pythagoras
synthesized we're looking at the divine and cosmic relations section of.
You had even the Neoplatonists before him, so he.
Yeah, I'm sure he's like a Neoplatonist, but he's the greatest of master, greatest
But
sheikh.
you see, his writing is saved, while the Greeks, they didn't save their writings. The Greek writings are destroyed in the Alexandrian library and in Greece from the Christians, from the early Christians.
Well, I don't understand it, but my unconscious mind does understand it.
Yeah.
It has 10 times the capacity. The first key to these storehouses that God bestows upon the knower of God is the key to the storehouse of the knowledge of Wujud. In an unbounded sense, without any binding by the newly arrived or the eternal, and knowledge of how Wujud becomes distinct. Does it become distinct through itself or through the other, which is non-existence? I don't know, Wujud is like the truth, it's like wisdom. Wujud is the manifestation of the existent in its entity, for though that existent, all properties become manifest, negation and affirmation, necessity, possibility, impossibility, Wujud and non-existence. This is like quantum physics in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where philosophy begins. Also.
None of this is affirmed and correct except from an existent, whose entity, whatness, and Wujud accept no multiplicity save through its own ruling properties upon itself. For the realities that appear to it within it belong to its own Wujud. Hence we say that there is manyness in its entity, while it is one, and each entity has a name, so it possesses names. The names become embodied, so I am many, and no one sees me, so I am seeing. And oh, you who speak of the other, where is it, Wujud? This is like God speaking. How can there be the other? I am the jealous. Over whom is he, high or exalted, when nothing is there? For through the real is concealing in Wujud. By God, if not for God, his existence would not be rich, nor would the rich be poor, though to whom are poverty and riches attached. Ask about him through whom Wujud abides from one experienced. He's God telling us we should ask somebody who knows. Given that Wujud is the first of the storehouses of magnificence, and God has bestowed upon you the key to its storehouse, like somebody who makes you yourself known to you, so that you may come to know him. You are the first known thing, and he is the last known thing. My God is like saying the Master reveals yourself to you. You are the last existent thing. You have not the strength to know the non-existent thing, for knowledge is a witnessing. If not, it is not knowledge. This is the haq, in which there is no doubt. A guidance to the God-wary. Haq is like a proverb, a saying. He brought into existence from each storehouse a self-abiding entity and an entity within an entity, or an entity within an entity. What's that mean? Here, he brought about an existence, an entity within an entity, or a non-entity within an entity. Well, how do you understand that? Is that quantum physics, or what is he talking about? I meant by non-entity within an entity the relations for...
Let's say the one is a non-entity. Also, because it's not, in a way. And it is within every entity. So it's the beginning of every.
You know, something I don't think I would have made it in taking philosophy class. You flunked philosophy.
Music is philosophy.
I flunked out of philosophy.
Way.
I had to take music because I couldn't understand philosophy. Music is philosophy. I understand music, but not philosophy.
Music has more true philosophy to it.
All right. Their properties rule over Wujud. They are not seen, and they have no Wujud save through ruling property. Once he gave existence to what we have mentioned, he applied himself to you. He gave existence to you as perfect, because the two sides of the circle reached their end. So you became manifest in your Wujud, even if you are a last in the form of the first. So you have truth, though you're the last to get it. I'm the last to get it. I'm perfect, but the last perfect person. Thus the cosmos is restricted to you and to it, and for he has no deliverance from the two of you, for you are not distinguished from it, and it is not distinguished from you in property. Jesus, dear. I would get a headache if I took philosophy class.
This is beyond philosophy, it's theology.
It's theology, All the form, it's cosmology. Well, actually, we're reading. It's called Divine and Cosmic Relations. From, I have to stop actually. Stopping at 2:23, 2:31. I'm going to go out and exercise, and that'll be my philosophy of the body. We were reading, which you seem to like, because I understood it perfectly well through my unconscious mind, which will analyze it tonight and know tomorrow.
The mind that knows.
The gnosos.
No mind.
Gnosis, no mind.
The mind,
If I drink enough coffee, I'll understand it. Once we reach enlightenment, we'll understand it.